Hey guys, I have a battle against a guy named Sharpedo43. Never battled him before. He's a relatively new battler, he said, and he wanted a UU match, which I'm always happy to oblige. I do, as I continue to say, like UU. It is a little bulky, and it is a lot of fun. So I honor his request, and let's do this. Right off the bat, looking at his team in Team Preview, I noticed that he has a lot of special. In fact, all of his Pokemon are special attackers rather than physical attackers. So that is something that I'm hoping to abuse in this battle, so yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. Either way, he's going to lead with Goodra, and I don't want to take a flamethrower to the face with my Galvantula right off the bat. I was hoping to set up the Sticky Web. However, it's not quite worth losing Galvantula for, so I decided just to switch out into my Vaporeon, and I decided to go for the Wish because most Goodras will end up carrying Thunderbolt, and I just wanted to see how much it would do to me, and it would also give me an option in case he does switch out, for me to be able to switch out into something else, and heal it with my Wish. So I do go back into Galvantula for two reasons. One, I know that it can probably scare away this Milotic, and two, I know that I can set up Sticky Web as well. So I am going to go ahead and set up that Sticky Web as he actually stays in, I guess predicting Sticky Web, which is a good play, and just going for another Scald, which he already saw did a considerable chunk to Galvantula. I am just going to go for the Thunder now, thinking that he might stay in, and instead he makes a good play and just switches out into Ampharos. And that is resisted, obviously, by Ampharos, and it doesn't end up doing a whole lot. This is almost certainly his Mega Evolution as well, and I don't want to stay in. So I do decide to switch out. Galvantula is really fast, so I feel like I can come back into it later and still have it do some damage. So I don't want to quite lose it yet. So he now Mega Evolves into Mega Ampharos as I go into Gligar, who I know obviously is immune to, Thunderbolt and all of that, and he just goes for the Dragon Pulse, perhaps predicting me, my Gligar, and Gligar is a very bulky Pokemon, especially with Eviolite. Anything really with Eviolite is surprisingly bulky, and I actually took that crit Dragon Pulse really nicely. I just go for the Roost, thinking that another one won't kill me, and he does end up switching out, so I get a free heal back to nearly full, as he now goes into a Zelf and just tries to taunt my incoming Honchkrow. He's going to end up going for the Reflect, which is a move I was not expecting. I actually thought he would switch, so I go for the Pursuit. And, yeah, it doesn't even do half, considering the fact he doesn't switch out, and now has a Reflect up. So, playing this pretty nice, although I'm just going to go for the Sucker Punch, thinking that he's going to try to attack this turn. And after seeing Pursuit, and I was right, he does try to attack, and despite the Reflect that is going to kill the Azelf isn't very bulky in general, and it is super effective and stronger than Pursuit. So he goes out into his Gardevoir now, and I already saw that he had Mega Ampharos, not to mention that Mega Gardevoir is OU, so he couldn't have had it anyway. Either way, he's going to set up the Twist the Dimensions there, which is interesting, and now he's going to Destiny Bond. Although, fortunately for me, I was using Sucker Punch, so obviously I can see that Destiny Bond. It seems to be a very odd Gardevoir set, almost like a toolbox Gardevoir. I'm not really sure the point of Trick Room is either, considering his team is on the slower end, but not extremely slow. Either way, he goes back into Goodra now, and yeah, I'm just going to go into Gligar and then switch out into Vaporeon. I think that was a dual switch, actually. I went into Gligar to try to kill that Gardevoir with a non-attacking move. That's what I was doing. Regardless, I didn't want to stand against this thing, and now it set up Acid Armor, which I guess I was not expecting. It also means that this thing is not the typical Assault Vest Goodra, so another interesting set, probably, and I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam to see how much it would do. And I end up doing a fair amount, and he goes back into Milotic. Now, I do feel like, from what I saw earlier, my Vaporeon should be able to match up really well against this Milotic, even with its competitive ability, which is actually a pretty cool ability. It actually punishes me for having my Sticky Web up, since now every time he's going to come in, he's going to be able to special attack, which is a pretty cool thing. Unfortunately for him, I still feel that my Vaporeon, being that Vaporeon has a ton of HP and special defense, should be able to wall this thing unless he has something I don't know he has, and he apparently doesn't know that I have Water Reserve and tries to Scald me, so there's that. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm just going to go for the Scald. I'm hoping to get some residual damage on this thing. I feel like if I get the burn, and therefore the residual damage off on this Milotic, I should be able to, pretty much outstall it. I feel comfortable because even if he does something like that and gets the freeze, I have Scald, so I can always just thaw, so it's not really a big deal. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I just go for the Scald to thaw out, and he decides to switch out. I'm not really sure if he was thinking I forgot about the Scald second effect or what. He ends up going to Roserade, so maybe not. since Roserade is going to resist the Scald. And, yeah, I just go for that, and I end up getting the burn, I think, which is kind of nice, I guess. Not really going to make a huge deal. Roserade is a special sweeper, but the residual damage on anything is usually okay, so, yeah. Gonna switch out now, though. I go out into my Arcanine, predicting a Grass move, and, this is actually a more offensive Arcanine than the one I was using last in UU. More of a defensive one, so I wanted to try out this offensive one. And, yeah, I'm just going to now go for the Flare Blitz, but probably should have tried to predict this Milotic a bit more. I do have Wild Charge, so I should have just went for that. But the reason that I'm not really trying to overpredict right now, though, is that I feel like looking at our teams and what's left, I have an out for every one of his Pokemon. I feel like I don't really need to overpredict. I can just sit back, just be reactionary compared to him. Let him make let him need to overpredict. Let him make some mistakes. I'm just going to see what's in front of me. So you might see that I'm getting outpredicted here, but I feel like I'm in a good position. I know Vaporeon, as I said, matches up well against Milotic. It would be a stall war, be, incredibly boring, but I know that my Vaporeon could probably edge out that Milotic in the end, so that kind of gives me the advantage. Either way, he goes back into Gardevoir against my Vaporeon, hoping to maybe kill it, but I'm not going to let that happen. He goes for the Moonblast now against my Gligar, and ends up critting this thing again, and I just wasn't sure if a normal one would KO me, so I decided to switch out, knowing that I can get up the Roost against something later. And, yeah, I go back into Arcanine now, because I know I can take the Moonblast, and do some decent damage or whatever he wants to go into. I just go for the Flare Blitz, he ends up just staying in, and I think that's going to kill him, so, yeah. Oh, no, it doesn't, actually. He has the Focus Sash, that's right. Doesn't quite kill him, and now he's going to try for the Destiny Bond. If that thing was faster, he would have gotten me, but, yeah. Actually, it wouldn't have anyway, because he had the Focus Sash. So, yeah, he had to actually spring that. He sprung that Destiny Bond way too early against my Honchkrow, since it wouldn't have been able to go off anyway. That's kind of a mistake for him. I just noticed that now. He's up to the Trick Room and decides just to switch out against my Gligar. I was just going to go for the Roost, as I said. I know that this thing probably doesn't have anything to kill me, and I feel confident now that I should be able to live a Moonblast, I guess? I don't know. Either way, it works out for me. He does end up switching out as I just go for that Roost, and yeah, he just goes into Milotic here, and to scare me away, and I'm just going to go right back into Vaporeon. As I said, there's no reason for me to try to overpredict anything. I know Vaporeon can take Ice Beam and Scald, even if he gets those, he can't actually hit me with Scald, so I don't have to worry about the burn. He does, I don't, which is my primary advantage over that Milotic right now. We both have probably ways to reliably recover our HP, but neither of us are really afraid of the Ice Beam freeze because of the Scald effect, so yeah, I'm not really sure what he's doing here, staying in against me right now. I'm just going to continue going for the Scald, hoping to get the burn. Maybe he's hoping for a crit. He has to know, since he already saw that getting a freeze at this point is pointless, since I can just get rid of the freeze anyway. But, yeah, he's just going to continue going for that Ice Beam, and I'm just going to Wish now to get some HP back, and yeah, see what he wants to do. Obviously, any damage he does this turn is going to be pretty much negated. I'm just going to continue going for the Skull, trying to get the burn on the Milotic, just for the residual damage, as he now decides to switch out and goes out into Roserade again, knowing that I probably use Scald, and any damage he does would be just negated by the Wish anyway, so it's a pretty good play, trying to get that in, but it is going to be punished. Not only with the Scald damage, but more residual burn damage. Not to mention this Roserade does have a Life Orb, so it really does limit the amount of turns this Roserade is going to be able to stay in this game. So I go out into my Arcanine again, thinking that he might go for the Grass move. Instead, he makes a good play and goes for the Hidden Power. It is super effective against my Arcanine, so I'm pretty sure he's predicting it. Not really sure what Hidden Power that was. Maybe Rock or Ground or could be Water, maybe? I don't know. Anything that's super effective against Fire. Probably Rock, if I had to guess. But, regardless, yeah, he does kill my Arcanine, which is kind of a sad thing. But it is a good time to go into my own Mega, which is my Mega Aerodactyl. I know that I can outspeed it, obviously. I'm just going to go for the Aerial Ace, which is kind of overkill. Didn't even need to. I could have used any one of my moves, to be honest, because it had like 1 HP. Oh well, it goes into Milotic now. I don't carry the Thunderfang, and even if I did, I don't think I would do squat against this Milotic, so obviously I'm going to switch out, and once again, I'm going to go right back into Vaporeon. It might be a Cancer matchup, but it's a matchup that I like, and I know that he can't really do anything to me. He ends up trying to overpredict, and he actually does overpredict here, and gets it, obviously. I mean, as I said, I was being reactionary. I'm going to go into Vaporeon, he decides to go into Ampharos, which is a good play for him, but I can just go into someone who I feel can counter this Ampharos now, which is Gligar. If he wants to go for the Thunderbolt, I'm immune, and looking at the earlier damage, the Dragon Pulse, yeah, I can take 2 of those, I feel. I just go for the Toxic to get the residual damage on the Ampharos. It's a very bulky Pokemon. It relies a lot on its bulk, and it doesn't have a way to reliably recover. And as I said, I think I can live a Dragon Pulse. I do. I mean, obviously outspeed it. Mega Ampharos is incredibly slow, and even if it wasn't, I do also have the Sticky Web, so I'm just going to go for the Roost to get my HP back. Getting the Toxic on that thing is really, really nice. He's going to go right back into Milotic now and get that competitive special attack boost, as I'm just going to go right back into Vaporeon because, yeah, like, why wouldn't I? I mean, I could try to Toxic this Milotic, which would definitely be useful, but I just don't want to lose Gligar quite yet. He is my main out to that Ampharos, after all, so, yeah. He ends up just going for the Ice Beam again, which, yeah, once again, does diddly squat against my Vaporeon. And, yeah, we're just going to continue to do this, I guess. We're going to continue to have this, check match, or, you know, just, counter, 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 counter. But like I said, I think he is being worn down. I keep saying this, I feel like I'm a broken record, but he's wearing down faster than my team is. And actually the big reason for it, the big reason that he's being worn down is the fact that he doesn't have a physical attacker that can, or an attacker that can set up and punish me for stalling, which is something that his team probably should add. And, yeah, he's still a new battler, as he said, so obviously he's going to take this match and learn things from it. But that's just what I'm seeing right now. Either way, he goes into Goodra. I end up just getting the freeze on it, so that's kind of lame, but I don't really think it could have done much to me anyway. And I'm just going to take it out. And in comes the Ampharos, and yeah, I'm just not going to risk taking a Thunderbolt. I mean, I know that I could do decent damage with Ice Beam, but I have Gligar still, and I know that I can take a Dragon Pulse or a Thunderbolt. So that's what I do. I go back into Gligar, and he is going to take that poison, as I decide now to set up Stealth Rocks. It's a bit late, but better late than never. It'll also continue to punish him for switching, and allow me to take the edge in this match. He's just going to try to Dragon Pulse me, I guess hoping for a crit or something, because that's the only thing at this point that will take out my Gligar. I'm just going to go for the Roost. Even a crit Dragon Pulse after that Roost, I don't think will kill, being that criticals are now only 50% more damage rather than double. And yeah, I'm just going to continue going for the Roost, getting my HP back. I am healing far more than he can deal damage thanks to my Eviolite and my EV distribution. So, like I said, I just feel pretty confident right now. And we're just going to Toxic Stall this Ampharos. It is dead. And another key thing, now that this Ampharos is dead, I don't really need Gligar anymore. And another reason I set up the Stealth Rocks, by the way, is to get rid of this Gardevoir. That's right. I set up the Stealth Rocks knowing that Gardevoir couldn't switch back in if I set them up, so that was a good play on me. That Gardevoir is dead, and his last Pokemon is Milotic, and I don't really need Gligar anymore, guys, so I'm just going to go ahead for the Toxic, which should clinch the match. It's his last Pokemon, and obviously he's not going to get through my Vaporeon with it, so using the Toxic does clinch the match. I can afford to lose Gligar at this point, and he is just going to kill it with Ice Beam. Instead of just going into Vaporeon there right away, I decided to actually in order to just finish this up a little bit faster, I could go into Vaporeon. It's basically clinched at this point. I decided instead to go out into my, my Galvantula, just to speed things up. If I can't, I mean, I don't think I can kill it with Thunder because of Milotic's terrific bulk, but I know it should do a ton of damage, and put this in reach. So, yeah, she's just going to kill my Galvantula now, and yeah, his HP is down to low red after the second turn of Toxic, so I should be able to go into anything pretty much and kill it. And I'm just going to actually go into my Aerodactyl, because why not? And it didn't do enough this battle, so go ahead and finish off that Milotic. And that's a good game, Sharpedo43. You didn't really make... I mean, you made some pretty good plays there, being that he is still a new battler, but I feel like this battle will also allow him to take some things and, you know, see what he did wrong, what he can do better. And, yeah, that's what these battles are all about, to be honest. I'm getting better, my opponents are getting better, and they're fun, so... And I'm sure that you guys like them too, being that you are all subscribed to me and watching this. So, let me go ahead and today's question of the day. Now, we're just going to go ahead and, come right out there. Special attack or attack? Which do you prefer offensively and defensively? Are you afraid more defensively about special or physical? Do you like to attack with physical or special? Pretty simple. Obviously, my opponent really likes special moves. Maybe he should add some physical moves to his team. Either way, good game, and hope you guys will rate, comment, subscribe if you like this video, and see you guys again next time. Later.